Me personally, I love Rebel Wilson, and I know she may not be everyone's cup of tea, especially with her style of humor and whatnot. But I gotta say, her smile, her charisma, everything, her being the lead of a film is a no-brainer for me. This is one I think you should check out. Let's talk about Senior Year. What's up, folks, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. And today we're going to be reviewing the film Senior Year, coming to Netflix May 13th. Now, the thing about Rebel Wilson is nothing about her personally, but I think her styling of humor is not everyone's cup of tea. For me, it is right down my alley. So when she's in the film, I'm interested. Her being the lead is almost a no-brainer. I kind of want to see what she's going to do. And then you have one of my other favorite actors in the film, in Sam Richardson. I'm like, okay, you put those two in the scene together, sign me up any day of the year. And they definitely killed their moments. But yeah, you know, this film with her, again, I love her smile. It's very innocent and it's like very welcoming. So it's like, it sucks you in and then she just nails you with these jokes. And I'm just all over the place with it. And like, again, her charisma and everything, I think it just really comes together. You know what I mean? But yeah, 9 times out of 10, like in a film with her, I'm like enjoying it. I think she does a really good job in adding fun. You know, sometimes her roles in the film she's in is like fun without logic. And like, it doesn't require thinking. You could turn your brain off and just kick back and laugh. You need that at times, you know, and I think this is another good popcorn film for a Friday night kickback. You know, here we go again. This time though, I really love this role for her. She is Stephanie. Stephanie has been in a coma for 20 years after a cheerleading stunt goes wrong. She now wakes up at the age of 37 and has missed a lot of life. Funny thing about this is like, it's almost like a bad comparison, but like, you know how when folks go to jail and then they come back and then they're just completely dated in terms of their fashion and everything that's happening? It's sort of the same feel, because once she woke up, everything had changed. I mean, for 20 years, a lot can change. A lot can change in 5 years. Yet 20 years and she wakes up like, what happened? You know what I mean? And now that she's awake, she wants to go back and relive her best high school life, but she had a big bucket list, and that was to win prom queen. And even at the age of 37 and should be completely removed from high school, it's not going to stop her, because that's her goal. That's what she wants to do, and she's returning back to school to claim the throne. So, you know, this film is funny. It's ridiculous, and by no means do you come in here trying to apply logic, because there is huge logic gaps in it, plot gaps and holes and all that sorts of stuff. And it's not needed for this film. This film is supposed to kind of be brainless, just completely irrational fun, laughs, and just good moments. You know what I mean? It's a feel-good story. At the core of this film, it's a feel-good story. It does have parts of this film of things you may have seen in other films. And I don't think this film is trying to tell a very unique story. I think they're just really letting their star power do what they do best. And like, while when you read the synopsis, it's like, oh, I've never seen a story like this. Again, I think there's a lot of things you can kind of equate to the same scenarios. Again, it's just like anybody who's been in jail for 20 years and they get back and they try to get back into society, and society have changed. She's just been in a coma for 20 years and she's trying to get back into grade school, and everything has changed. The culture, the landscape, everything. Like her even wanting to go back to school to be prom queen. They don't even have the prom queen and king thing anymore, because they're trying to be inclusive, you know what I mean? Because times have changed and whatnot. So, you know, and not only just the inclusive factor, but because of the idea that like they want to make sure they're aware of mental health, because like for the folks who don't win, they pretty much are upset about that one. So like they got right of stuff. Anyway, you'll find all that when you watch it, but again, like so much could change in 20 years, and that's what she realizes as she gets out of things. Now, again, I think that the film is very random. First of all, they have these random nostalgia music breaks. I mean, when they're singing like old school Britney Spears and all sorts of different old songs that you just remember back in my generation, but like of the gap between when she was younger to now, like you see them really go back into everything. She even goes back in style with the fashion, because everything's changed, you know what I mean? She doesn't intend on changing. She just wants to go back to what she knows best, and so on. And she also got some other things she needs to attend to, and whatnot. But you know, I think the film does have a good message attached to it as well too, because like I think it does display like the fun yet the fears of life after high school. So like while there is a lot of fun and this is filled with non-stop silly moments, I think there's also important messages within this as well too. And I think the messages and like the feelings behind those messages, I think are relayed to the viewers like very bold, you know, vivid, not bold, vivid, in a way that like you should be able to understand outside of everything that's happening silly, like what they're actually trying to tell you. It definitely makes fun of all of the old school fandoms and time, the fashions, the things we were obsessed with, all those sorts of things. They make fun of those for sure. And I think that, you know, along with that other important message, I think they also talk about something that a lot of us remember in high school as well too, and that's understanding like the power of friendships. And you know, it's sometimes it can be more important than other things, and sometimes, you know, you got to understand the value of friendships. And you know, the big thing about what happens in high school, how that doesn't define you for the rest of your life. So like understanding that these friendships that you have can be built for the future. Some of them are built for the moment, but nonetheless, none of these things defines who you're going to be going forward. And again, like I said, like it tries to tell you some really good messages within all of this and whatnot. But like I said, the film absolutely lacks logic at times. It has huge gaps and plot holes, and like it's beyond evident that this film is just trying to have fun and send you off with a smile. That's all it wants to do. So it's family friendly, but I also think this is very much directed towards the teenage young adult audience. I think that as an adult, like you will find moments of nostalgia back to your childhood, much to my childhood. But also, I think this new generation of teens and young adults will love this a lot. And like I said, Sam and Rebel, I think they just have great chemistry on screen. So many laughable moments. There's some other folks that stood out as well too. I thought a lot of the cast members did a really good job in really captivating their moments, even in minimum roles at times. So like, you know, I felt like everybody knew their assignment and they were able to nail them. The gag reel, very funny after the film, especially some of the things Sam does is very funny. And I'll be honest, like I laughed some, but I think, you know, I laughed a lot more than I was actually expecting myself to laugh. And, you know, I also feel it has a lot to do because I understood majority of the callbacks and references. That may be a problem for some of the younger generation. Who knows? I don't know, man. This younger generation be trying to act like they knew everything we knew when we were growing up, which I think is so weird, but however it works, they figure it out. Guess because they got the internet and they can just search everything up and whatnot. But yeah, I definitely laughed because I understood a lot of the references that were being made and a lot of the really like bit of dialogue that was almost throwaway lines or like things you might have missed if you had just not been paying attention, where you're like, I see what you did there, and I thought they did a good job in doing that. So but yeah, like I said, I don't feel like the story itself is unique. I feel like they try to add unique aspects to it, and that's fine because I don't think they want you to focus heavy on the plot. I don't think they want you to focus heavy on how illogical the film is at time. I think they just want you to focus on the fun, the laughs, the callbacks possibly, and just letting these actors do what they do best. So, but yeah, check it out again, folks. This is Senior Year coming to Netflix May 13th. Jump in the comments, let me know your thoughts about it, and as always, stay tuned for more reviews very soon.